Have you ever heard somebody tell a story about you? And you're sitting there thinking, that's not what happened. Not kinda wrong, not slightly off, completely different story about you? Yeah, that's not confusion, that's a changed narrative. So in today's video, the ABCs of toxic friendships and relationships, we're on the letter N for narrative. So grab a snack, come on back, and let's dive into this topic. Hey, my loves. If you're new here, my name is Lexi, and we're walking through the ABCs of toxic friendships and relationships, one letter at a time, calling these things out so we can heal, grow, and move forward in truth. And today we are on the letter N. N is for narrative, because sometimes the toxicity isn't loud. It's in the way the story gets told. Now, this one is definitely subtle. There's no yelling, no big blow up, no obvious drama. Instead, they just start telling the story differently. Telling my truth or their truth. Not lying outright, just shifting things around, right? Leaving parts out, adding just enough to make themselves look better, and you look like the problem. And the wild part about that is, if you're not paying attention, you start questioning yourself, right? Like, is that what really happened? Because that's not what happened, right? There's usually two versions of the story, okay? The one you lived and the one they tell. The one you lived and the one they tell. See, privately, you experienced one thing, right? Especially when it's not something that happens in the public eye. Privately, you experience one thing, but publicly, they paint a completely different picture. Completely different picture. Suddenly, they're the calm one, the understanding one, the one who tried their best. And you, well, you become too sensitive, too emotional, misunderstanding everything. And you're sitting there like, wait, what? How did we get here? How did we get to this version of the story, right? So let's talk about this part right here. And you know I have my notes. Let's talk about it. You know, they always come out as the what? Say it with me. Victim. They always come out as the victim, right? Playing that bullshit, right? Oh, woe is me, I'm the victim. When they're the ones that did the BS the whole time, right? No matter what happened, no matter what they did, right? The story somehow bends in a way that protects them. It protects them, right? But it fucks over the other person who is literally telling the truth, right? It fucks them over. Or who was trying to do a good deed or trying to be a good person or whatever you were trying to do, right? It fucks you. It does. But it makes them look like, oh, that person, oh, right? What they did to you? Oh my goodness. And nobody ever questions a damn thing, right? They don't question. They just go for the okie doke. Just go for the okie doke. right? And if you've been following this series, because now we are halfway through, we're over halfway through, we're on the letter N. This connects to gaslighting, hidden agendas, and lack of accountability. So go back and watch those, because those were fabulous episodes, right? All of this works together. All of these things work together. That's what I love about this series so much. Everything is connecting. Everything's connecting, right? As we get further into it, you're like, oh, yes, that connects to this and this connects to that. Yes, indeed. Indeed. That's why I love this series that I did. I love it. I love this series. Changing the narrative is how they avoid responsibility. Right? Not taking accountability for their bullshit. Right? Exactly. Not taking responsibility. And there are so many people out here. Thank you so much for watching this series. So many people in the bushes are watching this series and thinking that it's about them. Like I got a email from a madman talking about he's not this and he's not that. I'm like, I never mentioned you. If you hadn't been paying attention, right? This series is about toxic friendships and relationships. I have no friend or relationship with a madman. Never had. So if you think this song is about you, you're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you, don't you? That part. Little music break in between. It always makes me laugh, when people think that things are about them. You got a guilty conscience about something, don't you? Don't you? Let me tell you why this one specifically cuts deep, right? Why this one cuts deep. Because it doesn't just hurt your feelings. It doesn't just hurt your feelings. It messes with your reality, right? It does. It messes with your reality. You start thinking, did I remember that wrong? Right? Or am I overreacting? Or maybe I'm the problem, right? That's what you start thinking, right? And that right there, that's the damage. That is the damage. It isolates you. It confuses you. It makes you doubt your own truth, right? It makes you doubt, and not even your own truth. It makes you doubt the truth, because there's only one truth, the truth, right? It's not my truth, your truth, this truth, that truth. It's the truth. That's it, right? And it makes you doubt that. It does. It makes you doubt that, But here's where your power comes in. Here's where your power comes in. You don't have to fight the aversion. You don't have to chase people down, trying to correct every story. You don't. Let people believe what they want to believe, say what they want to say, and do what they want to do, because you know what really happened. So you don't have to go chasing people down and everything. If people are stupid enough to believe what somebody else says and not fact check, and I'd say, well, where's your proof? If this person did this to you, where's the proof, right? They've either removed things, if they're on social media, they've removed all the videos, they removed this, they removed that, because, right, that pride has got them, right? They don't want to be overexposed. So where's the proof? And then nobody asked, right? The proof is in the pudding. Nobody ever asked the questions. Well, if he did that to you, right? If he did that to you, where's your proof? When did this happen? What happened? Especially if it's something in private. If it's a public thing, well, you've seen it. So, you have it. But what happens is when it's public, right? And somebody who wants to change the narrative, what they do is delete, and erase and do all kinds of things, right? So you can't check it. Right? It's their word against the person's word who they're trying to play victim on, right? It's their word against yours, basically, right? But what you have to do is, you don't have to prove yourself to someone. You don't have to prove yourself to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you. You don't. And that goes with anybody who's involved. That goes with friends. That goes with whatever. You don't have to. I don't have to prove myself to a damn living soul. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't. You know what happened. You know what went down. And if that person chooses to be the victim and change the narrative, then that's on them. Because you can't keep going forward with that lie, right? You can't keep. You're going to get caught out at some time or the other. And then everybody is going to come around and say, oh, he was right. Or, oh, yeah, she was right. That really did happen. But it'll be too little too late then, right? Too little too late. Stand in your truth. Stand in your truth. Because the truth doesn't need editing. The truth doesn't need editing or deleting. And here's the real shift, okay? You stop participating in their version of events. Stop participating in it. You stop explaining. You stop over-defending. And you stop shrinking. Don't shrink yourself for these people. Because they're not shrinking themselves for you. They are carrying on with their life every single day. So don't shrink yourself down for these people. Absolutely not. Right? You let your life speak for itself. Let your life speak for itself. Some people don't lie about you. Right? They just edit the story until you disappear from the truth. Until you disappear. No. Don't do that. Don't disappear. Don't shrink yourself down. Let them be the victim. Let them be, because guess what? Lies can only go so far, right? And you forget. At some point, they're going to forget. And it's going to happen. And other people are going to see it and be like, what? And there won't be any way of covering it up. And then you don't have to say a word, right? Because karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch. So if this resonated with you, if you've ever felt like someone changed the narrative on you, if you've ever felt that, I see you. I definitely see you, right? Your experience is valid. Your memory is valid. Your truth is valid. And you don't need anyone else to rewrite it for you. Absolutely not. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. Have you ever experienced this? Have you? I have. And if you're walking, right, this healing journey with me, if you're walking this healing journey with me, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and come back for the next letter. Come back for the next letter. The next letter is O. Put down in the comments what you think O is or what you think O should be, right? And as always, we just getting started here, baby. We got so much more to go. But as always, I love you plenty. I love you plenty. And like I said before, I see you. I truly do. And I'm so proud of you. I thank you for watching this series. And remember, if this series doesn't resonate with you and you've never been through any of these things, leave it for someone else. Okay? Leave it for someone else. So, on that note, I'm going to say deuces. And we'll see you on the letter O. And if you're watching this on the first Monday of May, may the 4th be with you.